Celebrate creative freedom with shapes. Today on Quilting Arts. Hello, I'm Susan Brubaker-Knapp. Welcome to a new season of Quilting Arts. In this series, we'll experiment with new concepts, new materials, new designs, and new artistry. Who knows what the results will be as we explore the use of fabric, stitches, paint, found objects, and even rusty metals to dye and embellish quilts. Today, let's explore shapes and abstractions. We'll take a basic shape and morph it in new ways. Textile artist M.J. Kinman edits images of gemstones to explore from the inside. She finds exquisite faceted landscapes within. Then, quilt maker Cindy Grisdella takes the fear out of curved piecing with improv circles and curved strips. Let's get started with MJ. Textile artist M.J. Kinman is known for her work with gemstones, with diamonds, and she does some very large whole pieces as well as some small slices too, and you're here to talk about that today. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to be here. 20 years ago, when I first started making my giant gem portraits, I was on a constant search for some of the most outrageously beautiful gemstones that I could find. I called them my diamond divas and my drama queens. And I loved everything about them. I loved the shape, I loved the color, I loved the cut. And so I wanted to put the whole image on my quilts. I wanted to make it just to be a big quilt, a portrait of that particular diamond. For example, I've got an example for you right here.
Oh, okay.
This is actually a picture of one of my early solitaires. It's about 5 feet by 5 feet, and it is, as you can see, it's a full quilt. One day I was taking a small detail shot of this, and I'll show you where I was looking, right there in the center. And you know what? I fell in love with that image that I saw in that tiny little frame
So
there.
you can't identify that as a gemstone.
It's more abstract.
Right.
Right. And to me, that opened up a whole new world of design inspiration for future projects. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So for example, this piece here is, I made a sample of it, and we've got an example of it right here.
Oh, okay. This one right up here?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Right, a very small 18 by 18 inch. And what I love about that particular piece is that bright fuchsia color, that pop of color there. Yes,
okay.
yes. And then you can see the light popping out of the lower left corner as well. It kind of balances it out. So I really enjoy that. And what I wanted to do then is take a look then at all the other diamond divas and drama queens that I had looked over the course of the past few years and take a second look. And the treasure hunt was on.
That's great.
Can I show you a few?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. All right, here's an example of a lovely, isn't she pretty?
Oh, that's spectacular.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
I love her color, I love her shape, I love the different lines and the repeating patterns.
Now this, just to clarify, this is in a photo of an actual gemstone and not a quilt at this point.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a photo of an actual gemstone.
And now where do you get these photos?
I actually have express permission from a friend of mine who's a gem dealer to use her images. And that's very important to get permission. And if you're going to actually be photographing them or publishing them or showing them, to give the photographer or the owner of the image credit for that.
Okay.
So,
But that's a gorgeous stone.
isn't that pretty? Yes. So what I thought I would do is hone in on that a little bit. I love that area in the lower right-hand corner, that little quadrant right there. What I loved about that was that little splash of white. I love the shards of black exploding from the middle, and then the ripples of bands of light that kind of flow across.
Almost like stair steps.
Exactly, exactly. Now what I did there was what we call cropping. Cropping is very simple, it's just a simple term to say removing more of the image. What's important about that is oftentimes there are landscapes there that are hidden in plain sight, but you can't see them because of all the other visual noise around it. But once you begin isolating it, it has its own composition and design all of its own. You have to get rid of that other stuff. So I looked at that, and by the way, with cropping, you can do it very simply. All you have to do is get a piece of paper and cut a rectangle or a square out of it, and you can draw that around any kind of an image in a book or in a magazine or an advertisement. What I like to do is use a photo editing image application.
Okay.
You can find a lot of those online, and they're free, and you can download them, and they're easy to use.
Okay.
So that's what I do. And sometimes I use both. I use physical, and then I use online.